Hi there, it's Jared Hamilton with the Hamilton Group at Cherry Creek Mortgage. Welcome to another edition of Java with Jared. With the snow on the ground, we woke up to some cold weather and some actual snow on the ground. Looks like winter's here, so it's a good time for a little bit of coffee. So thanks for joining me. Well, today we saw the jobs report come out, and that's a huge piece of economic data that's released and has pretty significant, usually, impacts on the overall direction of interest rates. So I'm going to unpack it here, let you know what happened, and then I've got a really cool graph, I think, as I told you about last week, that I think you can use in your business. So here's what the employment report said. So we added about 114,000 jobs to the economy. Expectations were for about 120,000 jobs added to the economy. That's a pretty weak overall number, pretty anemic growth. But the blockbuster is that even though not a lot of jobs were added to the economy, still a positive number, which is good, but again, it's just not enough to really keep up with how many jobs we need. The unemployment rate fell from 8.1% to 7.8%, which was a really big number. So everybody's pretty confused about this. No one knows exactly why that happened. These two survey pieces of information are collected from different surveys. The jobs numbers from going to employers. The unemployment report is actually calling households. But there were a couple of revisions to the jobs data. July saw an increase of about 40,000 jobs added to the economy versus what they originally published, and August was about 46,000. So that kind of helps, but there's kind of a disconnect between the actual unemployment rate and also the jobs numbers. No one knows why that really shrank so much, because the labor force participation rate, the number that I've talked about, how many people are out there really working, that didn't show a big decline either. Small decline. It was at 63.4, and it went down to 63.3%. So anyway, the labor force participation rate did not change a whole lot. So here's how it affected interest rates. They got a little bit worse in the morning, but they're kind of recovering. Overall, as we've talked about, rates are phenomenal. They're a little bit worse today than when they started the week, but still absolutely great. So on to this graph. I've included, as a part of this Java with Jared, there's a graph here, as well as where I got this data, but it's on house price fluctuations. So this is the month-to-month fluctuations on house price. And what I think is pretty interesting is that it shows that it just shows how prices go up and how prices go down from a month-to-month basis. So it doesn't show the massive overall trend, whether we're seeing an appreciating market or a declining market. It just shows how does it change month to month. And it shows that we see the highest prices usually derived in the second quarter of the year, during the summer months, which and third quarter, which we all kind of expect. But they start declining in the fourth and first quarter. So here's what I think, again, prices reach their peak towards the summer months, the second and third quarter, and then they reach their trough usually towards the fourth quarter and the first quarter. So here's how you can use this graph. You can tell your clients that are maybe thinking about buying a house that are sitting on the fence that, listen, now's the time to get out there. Now's the time where we're going to see the best prices in the overall direction of the market. So if you want to derive the best prices, it's usually best to do it in the fourth and first quarter. You need to begin looking now, because we started the fourth quarter, in order to find the overall best price. If you've got some sellers who are getting an offer, you may want to show them this graph saying, hey, if we go further on into the year, we're usually showing that prices are declining. Or now's the time to get real aggressive on the price, because the longer we wait here, when we go into these fourth quarter and the first quarter, statistics show that the prices will soften versus the previous month. So hopefully you can use this graph, and I've also included, it came from Calculated Risk, where this data was derived, so you can see that. Hopefully that's some good information, and have a wonderful weekend. If there's anything that we can do, just give us a call. We're always available by phone. And thanks for joining me with Java with Jared, okay? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.